Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. What was Oscar De La Hoya thinking? Putting Zurdo Ramirez in there with Dimitri Bivol. Now, I'm going to be honest. I get some of my predictions wrong. But I honestly thought that Zurdo Ramirez, and I know Zurdo is just his nickname, Gilberto, right? I honestly thought he was going to be able to get in that ring and impose his size and his power and do some damage. But, man, the question is now, the question before the fight was, is he overrated or underrated? And obviously he's overrated. I mean, man, what happened in that fight? Anyway, if you haven't watched that fight, let me tell you, don't even waste your time, okay? Because it's so one-sided. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, this guy Zurdo wasn't able to get out the way of anything. I saw somebody, people are so ridiculous talking about Zurdo won the fight. He was bringing the fight to Bivol. Zurdo got robbed. Man, just don't take it to the stupid. Zurdo got his butt clipped out there, man. He just got clipped. I mean, I scored it, I gave it 9-3. And the one round, Zurdo, he won. It was so close, but you can give it to him. The other two, Bivol just took those rounds off. So it's not that, this guy, Gilberto did anything really to win those other two rounds. So it was like pity rounds that he won as a result of Bivol just taking a break. But before the fight, De La Hoya, we all know De La Hoya will say anything. He was like, I love Bivol. His style is bar none and one of the best in the business, right? This is what De La Hoya is saying about Bivol. I believe that Bivol coming off a tremendous win against Canelo, another Mexican superstar, and his last fight was a tremendous showing, okay? He did a great job, but I do have to say, you know how De La Hoya talks, I do have to say that Zurdo Ramirez is no Canelo. Zurdo Ramirez is a fighter, right, who punches and bunches, a fighter who's big and strong and heavy in the southpaw. He is going to be very active and take the fight to Bivol. That's what De La Hoya went out there and said. That's not what happened, people. That is not what happened. This guy Zurdo got he just got outboxed, and it's embarrassing to see him get beat like that. I don't know what De La Hoya gonna do with him next because he's been exposed. I'll tell you what, Zurdo better go on and fight somebody else because he has no business in the ring with BF. He has no business in the ring even looking for a rematch with, what's his name? With Bivol. He needs to stay away from him. So this guy, Zurdo Ramirez, is now 44 wins. He has 1 loss. Okay, he had 30 KOs. When you look at a record that he was going in there with, 44 wins, 30 KOs, you got to give a guy like that a chance. But when you start going back and really peeling the layers back and taking a look at his fights, okay, it's going to give you an idea of what you're dealing with. So he had an inflated record. I didn't realize it was so inflated. I know he fought a lot in Mexico, but check this out, right? 1, 2, 3. Let me count these up, okay? Matter of fact, let me see if I can show you what I'm looking at right now. Okay, let me make this a little smaller. Okay, hold on there. Let me make this a little smaller for you so you can see what the hell going on here with Gilberto. All right, don't worry about the date. Let me make it a little bit smaller for you so at least you can see that. All right, that should be good enough because you can see here. So you can see he turned right here. He turned pro like in 2009. Now let's look at these first fights that he had, where they were located. When you see this flag here, this is from BoxRec. This shows you the country where the fight was taking place and the opponent he was fighting. Okay, so he was fighting the Mexicans. So let's scroll up and see how many of his fights were in Mexico before he came stateside. Oh, shit. Okay. So he turned pro in 2009. In 2013, he had his first fight in the States. Okay, so first 4 years, his fights were all in Mexico. Then he came to the States, and he had a fight in 2013. 2014, he had a fight in the States. 2014 again. In 2014, he fought in Macau. He had a bunch of fights in 2014, didn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 4 fights in 2014. And he hit the Alamo Dome. Then once he came to the States, he did not go back to Mexico. Okay, but let's see, how many fights did he have in Mexico? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so damn near 30 fights were in Mexico. That's crazy. So, Gilberto Ramirez, man, this guy had damn near 30 of his fights in Mexico. So that explains why he struggled so much against Bivol, because Bivol had, about half the fights that he had, but Bivol has a much more expanded amateur background, and he's fought better fighters, better opposition. And as a result, it just showed that just 2 different class of fighters were in the ring tonight. So Zurdo Ramirez, I'm not sure what he's going to do. He's talking about moving up in weight or staying at 175, but he's too slow to mess with these fighters. Him and Saul Canelo Alvarez, I don't know. Canelo said he wouldn't fight him, but that may be a better matchup because Canelo's slower than Bivol. Canelo doesn't move like Bivol. And Zurdo would have a better chance, but I think Canelo would just tee off on him. But the bottom line is Dimitri Bivol, he is a phenomenal boxer. Phenomenal. I was watching him, and he has long arms. That's something that people don't realize, how long his arms are. Because he gets his space, and he just lets those shots go. He's hitting those guys with combinations, man, and they're wondering how they're getting hit because his arms are long. But when it comes to this guy, Gilberto Ramirez, Zurdo Ramirez, whatever the hell his name is, I don't know. I don't know what De La Hoya is going to do. De La Hoya is losing big time over there. He's just cashing out his fighter. You got Zurdo out here. He's begging everybody at Showtime and begging the Zone and begging everyone to get the Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis fight. Like, it makes you wonder, what is De La Hoya trying to do? He doesn't, he's trying to push Virgil Ortiz in there with some killers. I mean, damn. Is he looking to sell off Golden Boy and just cash out his fighters before he just, sails off into the sunset? Because I really can't understand, after this loss for this guy, Ramirez, why he would even want to push Garcia or push Ortiz into extremely dangerous fights. Just keep, cycling those guys and making your money. But I don't know. But for Ramirez, he'll bounce back and he'll get some wins, but you can't put him in there with somebody with speed and can move around the ring for 12 full rounds. That he will never win those fights. Because if you look at him in there against Bivol, it looked like a professional against an amateur. That's really how it looked. Like Bivol, just play with him. If Bivol had a little more pop, he would have knocked him out. He had him hurt several times, but if he had more pop, he would have knocked him out for sure. But anyway, that being said, y'all keep cool. I scored at 9-3. Pretty close. It was almost the exact same thing as what the judges had. And for those who are crying that this was a robbery, just stop. Go into bed. Wake up tomorrow. Hopefully you wake up seeing things a little bit different because this was not a robbery. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to all 7 continents. Shout out to all the veterans. And I appreciate your support. And I'm in the breeze.